Serenity Now! Serenity Now! That's Frank Constanza in one of the episodes of Seinfeld. And sometimes we all feel, I in a way feel like that now. Because there's been some kerfuffle around here, but anyway, never mind that. Frank Constanza is using it in the wrong way. He has learned the mantra from someone, a guru or something. And he's shouting throughout the episode, hoping, in a funny way, to bring about serenity now. But while he's very tense, while he has a very wrong mindset. And that's what we're trying to elaborate on here. We need to have the proper mindset. We need to think happiness, positive thoughts. If we have a negative approach, like Frank Constanza, there's nothing doing. Speaking about mindset, Ellen Langer, a wonderful professor at Harvard, has this wonderful experiment in which she has isolated in 1979, so quite a long time ago, some men in their 70s, trying to see what happens if we are primed in the right way. What's the influence of the mind over the body in a period when people tended to think there's no connection. You get sick if there's a bacteria or something. Mind has nothing to do with it. So she told these people to think about 20 years ago, about 1959. Radio programs were from that period. There was no mirror. Photos of these guys were from 1959. Everything, all the setup was meant to induce this feeling. They were told that they need to speak in the present tense about things which happened 20 years behind. Because this is a very serious experiment, they were tested for biomarkers, and the experimenters measured their strength, their grip strength, their eyesight, and memory, dexterity, and such other measurements. And at the end of the experiment, shockingly, even if Professor Langer had expected it, they had better eyesight. Independent judges looked at them and thought them younger, and it worked all this worked in a splendid way to prove that mindset, the way you think, the mind influences very much what's going on with the body, which basically was younger in the case of individuals in this test and research. Professor Langer has another wonderful research in which she gave people in a retirement community, she gave them plants. One group was told that they are responsible, they have to take care of the plants, while others were not encouraged to do anything about the plants. In fact, the plants were in the care of the social workers there. So, very interestingly, those who had a responsibility died twice. Those in the group which had no responsibility died twice as fast. There were twice as many people who survived in the group who had some tasks to do. And to end with a joke, which will maybe point out the fact that a positive psychology intervention would work better than pills. This young man goes to a doctor's office and he's asking for some pills, but the man inside is a student, says, "I don't know, what can I say?" The man insists, I have diarrhea, you have to give me some pills. The man says, if you insist, looks, gives him some pills. Says, okay, you will come back in a few hours and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, the real doctor came back to the office to see what the student is doing. He says, this man came with a diarrhea, gave him this, he gave him tranquilizers, let's see what happens. And when the man comes, the doctor's asking, how is it? Did it pass? It didn't pass, but I don't care anymore, says our patient.